It's me, Ari Dossett, just call me Rashid. I'm your anthropologist and sociologist. What I'm teaching you now in this short video is nothing new. I've spoken about it before, but I've noticed that with some of you, it just doesn't get through to you yet. So I want this to get through to you. Listen, worldlings, by default, they want to escape. They're not interested in being present in life. Of course, they want to be alive, they want to stay alive, because the survival mechanism inside of them, unless someone is suicidal, that's a different matter, then they need help. But human beings have this survival mechanism in them. So because the survival mechanism, all of us want to survive. Okay? So the survival mechanism is a push into many people. But we mistake this push as the will to want to be present and live life. Most people out there are perfectly fine with just existing as long as they can escape. You cannot be living life and escaping at the same time. They don't go hand in hand. But because worldlings are escaping, they cannot fully benefit of life. So worldlings seek to cheat their way into the benefits of life. And this always goes wrong. But when things go wrong, the only thing they want to know is how do we build ourselves out of the situation, or how can we offload the unrest somewhere. Worldlings don't have the mind of looking for long-term solutions. They do not. And if you find the few exceptions out there, those are just few exceptions. It's not the norm that you're dealing with on a regular basis. Listen, when people, I don't care whether it's one individual or group of people, when they don't make any natural sense at all, when there is no common sense in what they're saying, when they insist on a decision, but they cannot justify why they want it so much, let me tell you, you're likely dealing with someone who is becoming delusional. I'm not saying that they are delusional already, because becoming delusional is a process, but they're on the way of becoming delusional. Now, what is the difference between a delusion and someone who's just, you know, a bit off mentally? Someone that's a bit off mentally, you can still give them therapy, you can still give them treatment, and you can still, work with them. You just need to be cautious how you relate towards them. Someone that's delusional, they are just dangerous. They insist on escaping so much that they don't even consider their own safety anymore. So because they don't even consider their own safety anymore, they don't even think about the safety of other people. It's just all about them escaping. For example, let's say you have someone who wants to move to Indonesia. Just an example. Someone wants to move to Indonesia. And they keep talking about how great life will be in Indonesia. And there are even Indonesian people who tell them, listen, dude, you are in kind of a dream world, man. Our homeland, Indonesia, has a lot of problems. You move there as a foreigner, you're going to face some stuff. But the guy keeps saying that, yeah, there will be difficulty, but it's going to be fine. So eventually people think, hold on a minute. Why is the guy insisting on moving to Indonesia so much? Even when Indonesians who grew up there tell them, listen, you need to alter your expectations. This may not be a good idea for you. Eventually, when you keep pressing on a question, the guy tells you, man, I just want to leave this effing country. Then you find out the guy is disappointed in the country where he grew up in. He's disappointed and he never processed disappointment. So him being so quote unquote in love or infatuated with Indonesia is just a desperate escape. Now, moving to Indonesia itself, there's nothing wrong with that. There are a lot of people who move to Indonesia. But why does he want to move to Indonesia? If the why cannot be justified, and if the move to Indonesia itself doesn't seem in his best interest, why does he insist on something that is not even in his best interest? It's because he is becoming delusional. Now, listen to what I'm saying here. It can also be that someone is married, but the wife wants a divorce. So the lawyer asks her, why do you want a divorce? We have irreconcilable differences, or I don't really feel like it anymore. She comes with all types of reasons that are not even valid. The husband is not abusive, the husband is providing for the family, the husband is passionate sexually, so the husband has all that's required of a husband. And still she wants to leave. even though she was the one that insisted on the wedding and getting married. So everyone's confused about it. The husband's confused, the children are confused, both family-in-laws are confused, the neighbors are confused. Then one day she has to go to the courthouse for the divorce, and the judge sees immediately what goes on. The judge recognizes that this woman is out of her mind. So he grants her divorce on the condition that she would move away from the address where she's now immediately. So she gets her divorce very quickly and she moves out of the house. And what do you know? Within just a week, people hear she's on a cruise ship somewhere in Cuba. And now they found out she has been cheating on her husband with some guy she met online. But then when you look into that guy, the guy is a felon. He just got out of prison. The guy doesn't even have a stable income. The guy has a horrible history concerning domestic violence and drug abuse. So the husband begins to think, hold on a minute, what the heck? She left me, a man of quality, who invests in the community, who invests his sexual passion into all of that, for a dude that is a felon, who has a history of beating women? Oh, the husband almost had a mental breakdown. But then a psychiatrist tells him, listen, this was never on you. Stop thinking it's you and breaking yourself down mentally over it. Your wife is just delusional. Be glad she's away from you and she's not there to harm you nor the children, because eventually she will, whether intentionally or unintentionally, harm you and those around her. So then the husband understood what's going on. Listen, I'm not saying that when people come with excuses, just have to take their excuses and condone their excuses. But listen, if you have proof someone is heading towards becoming delusional, then give them an excuse. Give them an excuse and let them leave. Don't fight them. Don't block them. Don't, unless they're threatening your life directly, but don't argue with them. Don't do it. They gave you their ass to kiss it. It's symbolically. I'm not telling you to literally kiss it behind. But symbolic, if they give you their ass to kiss, because come all these excuses, kiss that damn ass and give them their excuses. Give them excuses and let them leave. I won't excuse my language, just this message gets through to you. When someone is on the road of becoming delusional, they are already dangerous, even if they're not delusional yet. Delusional people or those on the way to become delusional are quite dangerous. The only thing on their mind is to escape. They perceive themselves as if they're in mortal danger. Even though they're not in mortal danger, they perceive themselves as in mortal danger continuously because they don't want to face a specific thing. Once they begin to believe that they are in mortal danger, even though all proof shows them they're not, they are delusional. Step away from them. Give them their excuses. Stop arguing with them and don't call them out. Learn to shut your mouth when you're dealing with people that are risky and unsafe. When someone is risky and unsafe to be around, shut your mouth. Watch your mouth, what you're saying. If you have to speak, give them their excuse and let them go. So if people start to avoid you and they keep saying they're busy, oh, say, okay, you're busy, well, good luck then, do what you have to do. Give them their excuse. If you know very well they're not busy at all, they've just been hanging out with other people. But then you find out the people they're hanging out with are people that they know you wouldn't approve of. They know that if you would find out you're dealing with those people, you would call them out on it. So they on purpose are yoking themselves with bad people. They are delusional. Nobody in their right mind will want to be yoked with bad people. The fact that they are yoking themselves with bad people, knowing full well that you, who's in their lives, you who made things through onto them, won't approve of it, means that they are desperate to sacrifice you or get you out of the picture just to escape. If you come with an excuse, give them the excuse. If people uh, act a bit weird towards you, instead of always calling them out and demanding quote unquote better treatment, all of that, listen, if you get upset, process it and realize. If they only come with excuses, give them the excuse. Some people confront others and they end up getting killed or being set up. Some people out there are just explosive. They're so into escaping that anytime they face any discomfort, they escalate. And if they can't get you, they'll get your children, people close to you. Or they go to your place of employment or harass people over there. Listen, do not endanger yourself and those around you by confronting someone you should avoid. If they insist on excuses, give them their excuse. Simple as that. That's it for now. Keep agreeing with Christ and be at peace.